Yeah.
It's better than the all text planeswalker.
I like the Liliana. I just looked at the artwork, dude. Like I got
It has nothing to
distracted.
do with the retro frame. It's the same art.
What do you?
He doesn't. He doesn't. He signed an executive order.
Did you see?
All right. Whoa. Welcome to Make This Who Be With You, your most political Magic the Gathering podcast.
We're starting over.
No, roll it, baby. Roll it. I'm joined by my good friend and yours,
I'm out.
Josh. What is up, Josh?
I'm out.
And Josh is joined by my other good friend and yours, Donald.
Only Josh is joined.
I guess I am joined by both of you. I don't know how to do intro stuff. I've been doing
if you want me to leave, I can.
For 3 years,
Please
somebody
don't.
else has done my intro. And George was supposed to be here this week, but there was snow in
This year. That counts too.
There was snow in wherever he lives. And
South Carolina.
there's not typically snow in South Carolina, but there was snow.
They got like a foot of snow in Florida, like in Pensacola, Florida. It's crazy.
So he said his internet went out because of the snow. Then he sent me an email confirming the internet went out, as if I wouldn't believe him.
Like a work excuse.
I was like, why did he send me an email?
It was like when I was in the ER, they asked me if I needed a work excuse.
I think he's a powerful enough man where he could get his ISP to fake him an email.
I don't think George knows what ISP is, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Today, everybody, we're going to talk about piss cards, Magic the Gathering's newest rarity. We're going to talk about Innistrad Remastered, the box openings, the release, everything you need to know. Then we're going to talk about Festival in a Box 2.0.
Electric Boogaloo 0.0.
We're going to do Journey Together for Pokemon and the Pokemon McDonald's packs as well. And then we have what I think will be the best Lorcana segment of this podcast history. I'm going to let you wait to see what we talk about. I think all of you are going to want to stick around for that.
Which is ironic because George isn't here, so we're actually going to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll actually talk about something.
I'll throw a couple Bob Igers the Goats in there and say Goatcon a couple
Are we
times.
getting to the point where a lot of the viewers don't even know who George is?
Well,
There were some comments that was like, is George the guy with the glasses that never knows what he's talking about? And
hold on. That doesn't narrow it down. That doesn't narrow it down.
I like the idea that we're going to get to where people don't know who George is. All right, here we go. Let's talk about these piss cards. Has everybody seen the piss cards, first off?
I have.
I have not.
What? You haven't seen the piss cards?
What?
So
I don't-
Aetherdrift, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, because you know me. Aetherdrift is going to have box topper packs these are called the first place foil cards. And in each box topper, you're going to have a box topper in a play box and a box topper in a collector box. And you have 2 cards in each box topper. One is a basic land, and the basic lands are called the racetrack lands. And then the other is one of the other cards that is. Oh, I'm going crazy because I'm loading a web page.
Hold on, guys. Let AI Louie catch up.
The other one is is one of the cards in the set that's in the racetrack foil.
Are they all yellow?
Yes.
They are like gold and very, very shiny. Do you remember All Will Be One? Do you remember that treatment where the card looked like it was chromed?
Yes.
This looks like that.
I do not remember that one.
I did read the article that said, or saw an announcement or whatever that said that they weren't even going to show us what they looked like because a digital rendering of what it looked like, because it was just too good that it didn't do it justice.
Yeah, the digital renderings are just yellow bordered. The reality of it, if you look at that tweet that I put at the top of our Discord, it's way more gold. But it's still pretty pissy yellow, to be honest.
Do you have the tweet that's the actual video?
Yeah, that's what I put in
Well,
there.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they look incredible. You cannot tell me that there aren't going to be people that want these golden lands in their deck.
I mean, I do agree that they look good. I I don't know. I'm trying to get this better for the viewers, but
But the only way to get it is the box topper.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's box toppers in 3 different products, Donald. And the box toppers aren't different. This isn't a Zendikar Rising situation, right? The Zendikar Rising box toppers are all the same. I digress. The box toppers are all the same in the play booster, the collector booster, and the first place bundle.
Yeah, but there's 5 different basic lands, so how can they be the same?
Well, you get a random basic land.
He's saying
Right.
the box topper packs are the same in a collector box to a play box. Is that what
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the distribution cards
got
are the same. So if you buy a play box or you buy a collector box, you get a box topper pack.
Okay.
Those box topper packs are theoretically indistinguishable.
Let's back up and let's go to the root box for this set. The collector box, the play box. How cool is it that this set, in the last 24 hours of this video, has gotten the addition of 2 cards that are cool. I mean, like, these are going to be cool. There are going to be people who love these. There are going to be people who hate it. This adds value. And
Yes.
then, in addition, also the special guest has Chrome Mox. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Like this,
I did see that.
This set went from, hold on, wait for it, everybody. Prepare yourself. This set went from 0 to 100 very fast. Don't you guys think?
0 to 60 and it's under a 10-second set. It's under a 10-second set for sure.
There is somebody listening to this podcast that just laughed their ass off at my joke, and I love that guy. I love him.
Louis also under 10 seconds.
He's the guy.
This is what we set. Both of them last less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh man, whatever. You guys suck. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this set got
The chrome boxes.
better.
The chrome boxes are sweet looking. It reminds me like almost exactly of the Mana Crypt, like
That's
you know
like
when they did that.
That's the vibe. Yep. That's
But
the vibe.
I mean,
You can get that in a first place foil.
I see that.
Can we
Special
need to
guests
come-
in the box topper pack is wild to me.
listen? This is awesome. Can we take a second and just acknowledge we dunk on Magic card frames a lot and some of their treatments that they've done. The art on this Chrome box is insane.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I agree.
It looks incredible.
It looks chrome. It looks chrome.
Oh, nailed it. And the fact that you can get the regular one in traditional foil and board in the play boosters, collector boosters, and the bundle, like you can get this out of a regular every human pack.
Yep.
That's cool.
Did they have to add this so that people would actually buy the set?
So the only thing I wish, no, I mean, like,
They have special guests in every single set.
this is
I know. I'm not asking if they added special guests, Josh. I'm asking if they added the Chrome Mox into the special guests just to sell this set.
Well, did they add grief into the special set and subtlety so people would buy foundations?
I think that
Yes.
there's a point where they have to find value to add, and this is certainly one of the places they added some value.
Sure.
I mean,
think that's an Aetherdrift specific statement. I think they do that in every set.
But yeah, but the community's been pretty hard on Aetherdrift as far as like,
yeah,
I have no interest in a set about space race.
I've seen
Yeah.
a lot of negativity about this set, like until this week. This week, all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh, this doesn't look so bad. This looks cool." They like, spoiler alert, people like powerful cards like Chroma.
I will say that some of the cards that have been revealed are quite nuts. There's some
Yeah,
like playability wise, like there's some cards that are going to dominate some formats for a little bit.
yeah.
I think we were in the comment section of YouTube videos, right? I think the comment section of YouTube videos was like, "Give me Magic back. I hate race cars." And I think normal people were like, "All right, it's the next Magic set. Looks neat." And now things are hyping up.
I'm gonna take the negativist train here on
Do it, baby.
these gold foils.
Get it.
I think it's cool. I think it looks like piss. But
I now understand why you're calling it that. I had no idea why you were calling it that.
the worst part, in my opinion, about these cards is that they don't have unique art. I've said this about Magic the Gathering collectability and like the high-end collectible foils in the past. When they have unique art, like Bloomburrow, with the gold like the gold etched cards, that sets it apart and makes people actually want it. I think that a lot of these are gonna get like, especially in the box topper pack. I don't know. I don't have a list in front of me of all the cards. I was trying to look for one and to see like how wide is that box topper pull? Is there 100 cards, or is there 35 cards, or is there 20?
Is it every mythic in the set and special guest, or is it just the planeswalkers, or what's the deal?
But there's gonna be a lot. Like there's gonna be a lot of these cards. They're not gonna be like incredibly rare, like a serialized card is, or like where you might have one or two of them pulled in a store, or where like a fractured foil doubling season was. These are not going to be like the world's rarest cards. And so I think you could see these, because they don't have unique art that are like, special, not hold up super well. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I mean, yes, they don't have a different picture, but like the Chandra in first place foil, like the background is slightly different and the colors are different from the regular version. And obviously the Mox, the core art is the same, but all of the tendrils or whatever part of that living machine that lives around the Mox is, a different color and shaded differently. So It's not, I'm with you. We'll be on the same page as this, but like, I think that's just too picky. I'm
also not a fan of 10 different art treatments for one card. I even like if they reprint a card and they use the same art, because it, like Liliana the Veil, for instance, when you see that original art, it's just iconic, and I would prefer to, every time they reprint it, to use that same art. But
see, I get salty do you remember Commander Masters? And every card in Commander Masters was the same art as it was.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And like I think that's a terrible take on me. That annoyed me so much.
You're allowed to say that.
Wouldn't you love a Seb McKinnon Liliana the Veil?
Yep. If he was the original one to do it.
No, that's the only way. You wouldn't love that? Like, that wouldn't excite you as like a lover of art and a lover of Seb McKinnon and like a lover of Liliana?
I'm fine with, I know I said that I like it to always be the same art. I'm fine with it, when they do reprints 10 years down the road and they change the art, then that's fine. But within the same set, and it's got 6 different art treatment, 6 different arts, I don't think that's great. Like, use the same art and you can be borderless and gold foil and whatever, but
that is the most boomer thing that's ever been said on this podcast.
I don't know about that.
We are so beyond different art within a set that, like, I'm sorry, but I think I get it. I just think you're like 15 years behind on that one.
That's when I quit playing Magic 15 years ago.
We're at the point where now you have Magic the Gathering cards that are not dual-sided cards, but still have 2 different sides to them. Just because, why not? Why not just have 2 different sides of them?
I had these out recently. These 2 cards belong to the same game, and you can't really see them because of the glare, but we're a million miles from where we started, right? Donald, you make a point, though. Like, the number of variants in this set, you're going to have to be really plugged in. And there's pros and cons to collectability to Aetherdrift. Like, did you guys know that in the box toppers, the piss lands, as Louis has been so aggressively calling them, I don't know, it's not any better than Vagiland, but Pissland works.
I'm so pissed I missed out on the Vagiland.
Me too. Did you know that there's another variant that you can get of the land, though? There's the scenic route.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Full art lands, as well as the scenic art piss lands, when you want to take a pee somewhere where other people don't normally take a pee.
Wait, there's the scenic art piss lands?
Yeah, looking to take the scenic route, and 25% of first place box topper. One of the basic lands will be one of 5 first place full art panorama lands.
Yeah, so one of the ones that are like the regular panorama lands that are in the set, but it'll be gold.
Yes,
interesting.
So there's 2 different variations of basic land you can get. So there's 3 types of cards technically you can get in the first place box topper. And while I like collectability, this is too much.
Yeah,
this is too much. You done went too far.
I'm glad that I hate the full art lands, because they've been knocking it out of the park with full art lands. Like the last
Yeah.
4 or 5 sets, I've been like, oh my god, I love those lands. I need a set. These ones I have zero interest in at all.
The one where you're behind the wheel?
They piss me off in every way.
Oh, come on. Now that's pod racing, baby.
That's like so dumb. I don't like
I think they're sweet.
I have very little interest in the feeling of the set.
That's the worst take I've ever heard on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, that he has very little interest in the.
I'm just trying to say what he says to me.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch on.
The difference is like your take was actually bad, and my take is basically how most people feel.
So as long as Louis says it's okay.
How YouTube comment sections feel, which I understand why you do it, but like that's not how most people feel. But there's I don't know, there's a good range.
That's how most people, I think that's how most people feel about this one. I talk to people in real life too.
Yeah, but Donald never has anything nice to say about Magic.
He doesn't talk to me in real life unless he's telling me to work for him.
Oh my god. You're welcome. You're welcome for providing you an opportunity to work today, Donald.
I'm not even getting into whatever labor dispute.
I do like the
podcast.
borderless rider ones. Those look cool.
It looks like they're also on a trend of one serialized card per set.
Yeah. I think they maybe even said they were going to do that. Somebody told me that. I don't know if it's true or not. But
what's crazy is that the serialized card is a planeswalker that is an equipment.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, it's the most...
Not the fact that it's the serialized card, but the fact that we have a non-character planeswalker.
Can this be your commander? What's the rule?
I mean, planeswalkers can't be commander unless it says they can be your commander anyway. Unless you're playing... the
one format everyone hates?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's going to do well. That card's down. And you want to take a stab at the price of this one after your $200 Edgar Markov?
God.
Less than that. Probably 100, actually.
Yeah.
Talk about
you want to take a stab at this one?
That was a bad take of the century.
That was rough, dude. That was rough.
I still stand by it. $200.
The Aetherdrift's a weird one to me. I don't know.
Well,
the card, I don't know if the card's like really, really good or if the card's awful.
It seems like a wonderful thing to slam down on the board in Commander. I can't think of anything else. I can't think of another format where I'd want to spend my turn 4 doing this.
Yeah, it's turn 4 is kind of nuts.
So, it is what it is, as they say. But like, I don't know, that's going to be collectible. The box toppers are going to be crazy collectible. Can I interest you in Japan Showcase art and Japan Showcase Fracture Foil again? Like, that clearly is a hit with the community.
Yeah.
And it's back.
Yep, I agree. This will be a fun collector box to open. Like, it's just going to be like, hit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things.
So my take was it's Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where if you're if you're in tune, that it's just the most chaotic fun you can have.
Yeah.
If you're out of the loop, you're just like, what am I looking at?
What game is this?
But if you're in tune, it's some of the most fun you're going to have.
Yeah. I mean, like, even like they had Secret Lair curate the special guest cards. Like, that's like a weird way to phrase it, but I don't know.
They look good though.
Yeah, that Lord of Undead is so cool.
That is sweet.
I have a zombie deck, and I'm running into an issue of I have so many versions of the zombies, like the individual zombie. I'm like, I can't decide which one to put in the zombie deck because they just keep making cool looking zombies.
I'm excited for this set. I'm a Magic fan. I'm generally excited for most Magic sets. It takes a lot to really turn me off from a Magic set, but I don't know, man. The chase in this one, following along with the news, I think this is going to be a good set. I really do.
Interesting.
I think it looks fun it looks a lot more fun to play than I initially thought it would.
Here's the problem.
Tell us about some of the mechanics, Donald.
Ooh, hit us.
There's the and I can't think of what it's called now. It's like Rev Up or
Start your
Like
engine.
speed. Yeah, start your engines, and you can gain speed up to 4. And then, like when you have all 4, then it allows you to do broken things on cards. But I think it's called exhaust. Is when you have 4 speed, you can do like the exhaust abilities. But it's what's really important to note is like the speed is a separate like counter. It's kind of like experience counters. Those commanders that had experience counters back in the day. It's tracked separate. So if you have something that gains you a speed counter, or it's like energy, let's say, is a newer mechanic, it's like you keep track of it on the side. So just because, like if your commander does something with that and it comes in and it gets removed, you don't lose that speed counter. So
Gotcha.
It makes the mechanic a lot more powerful than it would be if like it was tracked on the card itself.
That's how dungeons work too, right?
Yep, and burden
Like
too.
It's an interesting mechanic. It'll be interesting to see like when you draft around, like if it's obviously meant to be, do well and to be drafted around, but it'll be interesting to see like how well it on how, if it's on enough of the like common and uncommon cards to be able to make it a really like effective draft strategy.
I think the analogy to Outlaws of Thunder Junction is really good for this one. I think the set's going to basically do the same thing that set did. It's going to come out,
just be a chaos ride.
People are going to enjoy it.
Nuts.
But it's not going to be like, it's not going to be the Bloomborough. It's not going to be the, even Duskmorn did pretty well. It's just going to be kind of a decent set that's going to.
Oh, we're in a year with it's Spider-Man this year, right? And Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, set of the year's off the table for regular Magic sets.
Right. I'm just saying, like it's just like not going to be. This set's going to get forgotten about pretty quickly, but like, still do decent well in my
unlike
the question is like there's a very short window between Innistrad and this.
Yeah.
The question,
yeah,
that's normal.
They basically they basically forgot Innistrad was even coming out this year.
Innistrad is just fan service. We got to get over that. Yeah. That's all it is. It's ingrained fan service. That's all.
What's the question, Donald?
Oh, thank you. I can continue now.
Yeah.
The question is, will, after a week or two of Aetherdrift being out, will people be wanting to draft Innistrad instead of Aetherdrift? Which one will win out there?
Well, my shop just decided that they're going to just start drafting on Fridays and Wednesdays now. So we have a full draft firing on both days, which works for me. But that's what my shop has decided they're doing, is that they couldn't come to consensus about what they wanted to draft. So they're just like, let's just draft twice.
I feel like a lot of people will they'll feel like they didn't get their fill of Innistrad Remastered and want to go back to it after a few weeks of Aetherdrift.
Yeah, I mean, Aetherdrift, if it's like Outlaws, I mean, people loved Outlaws so much. I think that's the set that we ended up doing a draft league because people wanted to try to like revisit the mechanics so much because it was so, poignant. And I think this set has a similar mentality with like the really out of the box mechanics. As long as it's not too complicated, like Murders at Carlisle Manor was, where like
I don't think it will be. I don't think it'll be anything like that.
You play and like nobody actually knows what's going on.
Something worth mentioning too, we're getting the second cycle of the Verge lands, right? The can tap for the other type if you control a basic land type.
Yeah.
So we're finishing that cycle. So that's, I mean,
are those pretty valuable? Are those like?
Yeah, and there are a couple bucks here and there. I think they're like $10, $10, $11.
Good. No, that's good for a cycle.
Yeah, and they're good cards. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I mean, they're not as good as the Karlov Manor lands, but any set with a good land cycle is always going to be, okay. It's going to be fine.
Especially if they're still played like once they rotate out of standard, and then if people are still looking to pick them up.
Well, these will be you'll play these in formats for like these will be commander lands too.
For sure,
like for sure.
Like if they end up being pretty useful in Pioneer, but Pioneer's got a good bit of lands to pull from now, land cycles to pull from.
Yeah,
we have not seen the full release of the commander decks yet. As of the recording of the video. But the first one is an energy deck that is green, blue, red, and it says stockpile energy and charge up artifact creatures. That looks kind of cool.
Is that Teamer Energy?
It is Teamer Energy.
I promise it won't be broken.
And
No, that wasn't broken at all.
We're totally fine, guys.
There was a reason why when they revisited energy. What was that?
It's gonna be totally fine, guys.
What was the latest set that they did energy in?
Commander Masters that they did?
They've done it a lot.
It was Modern Masters.
Modern Horizons 3, yeah.
Modern Horizons 3, yeah. There was a reason why they stayed away from green with their energy cards in that set, because the green energy cards are so broken.
The other one is white, blue, black, and these two nerds can tell you what version of Magic that is. I don't.
Esper.
No, Esper isn't Esper just
white, blue, black is Esper.
He nailed it.
I didn't play Modern.
What does that have to do with anything?
Modern? What are you talking about?
The ones that get me is the 4 when people know the 4 of them. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I know one of them's called Witchmaul. I don't know which one, but I know there is one called Witchmaul.
That is the epitome when people can be like, "This is." I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I call them redless, blackless, blueless, like whichever color it's missing.
Anyway,
you call it redless 5-color?
The Esper one is
that's freaking funny.
I'm going to edit this to make it seem like I knew what I was talking about. The Esper one is Eternal Might, and it's burn through cards and grow your mummy army. So we got mummies coming back.
Wait, grow your mummy army? Esper? It's got black in it?
Yep.
Do we get an Orcish Bowmaster reprint?
Doubt it.
In the commander deck?
Doubt it, but maybe.
Why would that be a mummy?
It's something that it's black and it grows an army. It amasses.
Oh, I see.
I was stretching.
I don't think Orcish Bowmaster amasses, does it?
I'm pretty sure it does.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
I don't think it does. I mean, to be honest, I have no idea what Orcish Bowmaster does.
Amass. It's if you don't have an orc army, create an orc army, and if you have an orc army, put a counter on it. I'm fairly certain.
I thought it did damage to things, but
it does.
When it enters the battlefield and whenever an opponent draws a card, first step, it deals 1 damage to any target, then amass works 1. I guess it does amass works. It amasses, but it amasses orcs, not zombies.
Okay, it amasses. I'll take my Josh's right counter. Put that right there.
I had no idea what Orcish Bowmasters did. I lost a guess the card, win the card.
Thank you.
On that, and all the comments were like, I can't believe you don't know what this card does. It's like, I never opened a single pack of Lord of the Rings. Couldn't tell you a single card from that.
All right, let's move on to Innistrad Remastered. So
release day.
That is now out on release of this video. Come draft on Friday night. What are you guys' thoughts? Have you seen some box opening videos and things?
I tell you what I'm excited about is the massive power up that they gave Delver. I love Delver. Like, I am a huge Delver Secrets fan. The fact that it now flips into Ormondal, like, busted. Absolutely busted.
Are you pulling up the misprint?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I was about to say, because if not, without context, that's weird. But yeah.
Like, can you imagine on turn 2 flying in with that thing? Game's over.
Didn't they announce there was going to be some issues with the double-sided?
Yeah, they said that there was a whole print run that got the wrong card on the back. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. I can't wait for someone who doesn't know to open that and draft, and then then be like, oh my god, this card is great, and then try and use it like that.
I'm sorry, I might get banned from my WPN on this, but if you pull that Delver of Secrets in our draft, you get to roll the card.
Yeah,
correct.
I'm sorry. That's
play it as it lies.
Yeah, you play it as it lies. I had to play it off of Frankenstein's fat foot.
Yeah, play it as it lies, dude. Donald, if you go to Louis' draft and you get one of these, you flip that thing and you destroy everyone's draft experience.
I can't wait to put a playset of those in Pauper, man. That deck is going to be nuts. Nuts.
Only when you play Louis. Well, sorry, man. Play it as it lies. Sorry.
He wouldn't even know the difference. He wouldn't know that that's not what that card did.
When did they print that? That must be Modern Horizons 3. Magic's always power creeping everything.
I don't have a picture of it, but I'm excited for the idea of a Bruna the Fading Light, the
meld cards.
That and retro frame foil is gonna be
that's pretty sweet.
A really, really cool card, and I hope to get that.
My Kalia deck has the Bruna and Gisela meld, but it's the what were those called before Secret Layers? What were those? The Vault? Yeah, from the Vault. It's the From the Vault transform one, which is like that really sweet foil treatment. So I don't know if the retro frame replaces that or not.
I might be out of luck. I think this says it just has traditional foil on the treatments. I might be out of luck. That might not even be possible.
I know the Delver that I saw was retro. Yeah,
the Delver was. I'm the Bruna.
All
right, so Innistrad Remastered doing better than you expected, worse than you expected, about as expected.
It kind of feels like a nothing burger, to be honest. Like, I said this in my box opening videos. Like, this set's gonna do fine because of the supply, not because like demand or anything. Like, the supply is just not that heavy. I mean, like on TCG Play right now, you have like 340 boxes listed. That's like pretty low for a Magic the Gathering set. 2 days before release, it's a pretty low number of products listed.
Can you ship Friday, or it's not like a
TCG Player opened up shipping today, like that you could fulfill your orders today. I think the idea of that is that you can deliver it. We don't ship anything till Friday release day, but yeah,
it's not a week hold though, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean,
didn't they get rid of that? Don't they not do that anymore? You can ship on pre-release now.
So TCG Player, if you're a brick and mortar store, you can pre-sell items, and they have it that it opens up the Wednesday before the Friday, because everything's 2 day ship basically.
Right.
Yeah. Their mentality is you can pack the orders on Wednesday, drop it off on Thursday, and it's in the hands of the customer Friday, Saturday. That kind of thing. But so I think this does fine. I don't buy the this is going to be a major success. And in fact, Wizards doesn't even think this is going to be a success because they didn't even talk about it in their year.
Who was saying that? Who was saying that this is going to be a major success?
Nobody. I'm just saying it's
you say you don't buy it. That normally means someone was saying.
I mean, Rudy's pumping it because it's Rudy and it's Innistrad.
Well, I think the collector boxes climb pretty quick. Like, there's going to be a several $1,000 chase card in them, and the print run is tight. And
several thousand is
200.
Such an exaggeration.
I think 269 sold for $6,000 in value, between like $2,000 in cash and some trade. So
it's already a $1,500 card. I don't know. So when I was opening it, I was disappointed in two things. I think the borderless showcase, the movie frames look way worse in person than they do when you're.
That's crazy because they look really bad not in person. So
when you're looking at them on a card, it's too small. Like, if you think about a movie poster, it's a big thing, and like when you try to get that thing to fit on a 3x4 card,
right,
it just like doesn't do it for me. So I think those are going to be a little bit on the more disappointing side. And then man, I don't know where Edgar Markov falls value wise.
He takes a huge hit on this. I mean, he has to. This is like his only effective reprint.
I don't know how many I pulled in my case, but I think on box 4 we had pulled 6 of them. You know what I mean? You're going to get basically one per box. I don't know.
What was he setting before this? $100 still?
80. Maybe he was 80.
Yeah.
After
he crashed. Yeah, he crashed when it was announced. Which
right.
Yeah. I mean, it probably settles somewhere around a $50 card once the dust settles. It'll drop below that, I would say.
It'll definitely drop below.
But
the retro frame's already a $53 card.
But it probably settles back somewhere around a $50 card. I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think it does.
I think Edgar ends up at about $18.
It's a highly played commander. It's a pretty popular commander, and it never. I don't know. I think it bounces back. This set's not going to be as opened as much as what it would. It's not like Liliana that was in a highly open standard set, and Liliana's not played in anything anymore.
The problem that Edgar has, in my opinion, is that it's just a commander. You don't
but
put that card in any other.
That's 90% of the people who play Magic now.
Wait, what do you mean? That's not a problem at all.
Yeah, it is a problem. That lowers the
demand. It can't go in the 99?
Yeah, it lowers the demand for the card. You don't run this in a, what's the color?
Every single player
you don't run this in any other Boros plus black deck. You know what I mean?
Boros plus black. Boros. Okay. Well, what colors are Boros?
Red and white. I know my.
For the twos.
Know my Ravnica guilds.
God, back in the day, the good old days, the Ravnica guilds. Yeah. And you just had guild mages that just told you what the guilds were. It's great. Yeah.
Remember when they tried to rename the guilds?
No.
They tried to give them in Strixhaven, I think it was. They tried to give them new names, like Witherbloom and stuff like that.
Well, that was the name of the families,
right? But they tried to officially rename them that, and no one's ever going to get rid of the guild names. I'm sorry.
They just named the cards in the set after the families. Calm down. The Mafia families have names. Respect the family.
I was negative about those two things, but the retro frame foils in this set hit so much different for me.
Why is that?
Because they feel dark and Innistrad's such a good plane for retro frame foils. It feels like you're in a D&D campaign. It feels like this grungy, and so I think the retro frames are just chef's kiss in the set. And then, listen, you've got Emrakul, you've got Avacyn, you've got Craterhoof Behemoth, you've got Edgar, and you got Meathook Massacre. There are some huge
Meathook's a good Meathook's a good reprint for sure.
There are some huge reprints in the set. It's a. I think it's going to be fine. I think
isn't Grizzlebrand? Is Grizzlebrand in this set?
I wouldn't call that a huge reprint though, because most people don't even know what that is.
Okay.
So, from a number standpoint on TCG Player, outselling Ravnica Remastered, as far as a pre-release is concerned, pre-release to this point, drastically behind Dominaria Remastered.
Yeah, dude.
And
we all got hosed on Dominaria Remastered.
But what I'm saying is that kind of makes sense.
I think people are a little more cautious now.
Yeah.
But they're also printing a lot less than they printed Dominaria Remastered like it was a normal set.
Yeah.
And it just
remember Dominaria Remastered you could get on Amazon 2 years later.
Yeah.
God, I love that set though. I love opening that thing. I'm looking at Ravnica Remastered. They're sitting at $390. That makes sense to me. Ravnica Remastered kind of balanced off for a while at $350. These will see a downturn this week because supply is hitting the market all at once.
Sure.
And it'll get bought up, and I think they float around $400. I think that's
that totally passes my smell test, and there's going to be a bunch of people that want these things because in the long run it's going to have a chase card, and people like the movie poster foils. Even if we don't, people like them.
I think the retro frame foils are going to be what sells this pack opening.
I thought retro frame foils were just pretty played out. That's just my feelings on them. I know that these ones, the art is darker. It's more on theme. But
I couldn't disagree with that more.
It's nice to get cards that have never been in retro frame.
Yeah, Liliana has never been in a retro frame.
Yeah, it's nice to
the way they did the Planeswalkers. They kind of look goofy.
I haven't seen one of those. What's one of the Planeswalkers in the set?
Liliana.
She is a Planeswalker. Duh. Yeah. I also don't like that.
Yeah, it's better than the all text Planeswalker.
I like the Liliana. I just looked at the artwork, dude. I got
It has nothing
distracted.
to do with the retro frame. It's the same art.
What do you?
He doesn't.
I
He
got,
doesn't.
I got distracted, Josh. God.
He doesn't even know how the cards work.
Calling me out on the podcast when my wife watches this.
Listen, man, you're giving me take whiplash.
Yeah, I don't like the way they did that, but I still like the card.
How much will it be?
I
$5.
I already lost money on a Liliana bet with you.
You know what I just found on my shelf the other day?
The Dominaria United box that you won.
The little thing I leaned up against the box I won from you.
That's awesome.
I gotta find that box. I think it's on the top shelf. Your box gets top shelf treatment, dude.
People are going to absolutely love playing sealed on this and limited. Opening it's going to be fun. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, it's going to be a short-lived set. This is not meant to go. It's not meant to go the distance. Sorry, Hercules is a big movie in this house right now. My daughter loves it. This set's not meant to go the distance. Okay, it's just there. It's going to tide us over, and we're going to be on to Aetherdrift, where we're zooming and booming, baby. I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
What's after Aetherdrift?
I don't know off the top of my head. Journey Together.
Is it?
It's going to be a universe.
Tarkir. No one's talking about that at all. Tarkir. Back to Tarkir.
That's going to be cool.
Tarkir's a pretty good plane though. Like it's no like Ravnica, but like Tarkir's a good plane.
They had fetches in Tarkir, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they break their promise to never print fetches in standard and they print fetches in standard?
No, because then you'd have fetches and dig lands in standard. And I think that changes the shape of standard very quickly.
The only way is if they just came out and said that they're just that they're banned in standard.
Like, yes.
They could be special guests. Yeah. I mean, they could do it.
Box toppers? Call them
but I don't
here, fetch lands.
They could definitely be in the set in some way, even if they are like in a regular slot, but they will not be standard legal. I just don't see them going back to that.
It'll be the vault or the big score or the special guests or like pick a subset. They'll name it something.
Yeah.
The Wilds of Tarkir, and it's just lands.
All right. The only other thing we were going to talk about with Magic is that Festival in a Box is back, baby.
Yes, it is.
And I listed all my Mystery Booster 2 boxes this week as a result. I didn't think we were going to get more. I don't know why. But
really?
Wait, we definitely knew we were going to get more for the cons.
Yeah, I just didn't think we were going to see Mystery Booster 2 again. In any volume.
It's going to be at every single con this year. It's going to be highly
directed. Give you that idea.
I knew it was going to be at the cons, but that's no supply.
No, but they do a secret layer with every con.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Anyway, we have it here.
That's how you got them. You bought Festival in a box.
Anyway,
what is happening today? What is happening on this podcast today?
That's where we are, and you're going to get a Mystery Booster 2 and an Animar and Friends secret layer, which I think looks super cool. I love dorky looking artwork. I think that one looks really cool. Mold Drifter, you've got some Hydras, Forgotten Ancient. Nothing really valuable, but
what about the Future Sight, the First Sliver, and Ponder?
Oh, is this the
First Sliver? Not valuable or anything.
But I'm just saying, in the Future Sight treatment, those two cards.
What is the First Sliver from? Have we seen that before?
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not the card. The one in Future Sight, like the Future Sight border.
I don't know if that's in Mystery Booster 2. I'm not sure. Don't quiz me on.
No, I don't think the First Sliver's ever been printed in.
That is an awesome promo.
Yeah, and
it's not
again,
that expensive of a card anymore, though. I think you guys are.
No, I was taking the sorcery route, and I was talking about the look of the card and how cool it is.
Not everything is about pump and dumps, Louis.
Oh, it is expensive. I'm just wrong. It's a $40 card.
This card in this treatment, like the art of this card is insane. Here,
that's crazy.
I'll put it in your Discord, Louis. in the
I'm
general
looking
chat,
at it. I've got it.
so you can share it with.
You talking about first sliver?
Yep.
He's talking about in the future sight
I
frame.
have the future.
Yeah,
state.
it's on the screen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This card is, I don't know, man. I'm really excited.
I hope it's in foil.
Like, I almost don't want to buy it because I don't want the Mystery Booster 2 as much, but I really want the Ponder and the
That's
first
terrible. Why?
because I just want a playset of each of these to put in the binder.
Mystery Booster 2 is so good.
It's only fun though if you're like drafting it. Like other than that, what do you do with it? You just open it.
I think open
like,
it.
The pack opening experience is pretty good, but didn't you just say you listed all of yours?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just,
Why?
doesn't that mean you don't want it anymore?
Well, like I'm gonna buy a bunch of these. I'm gonna use the money I sell. I'm gonna sell those and buy a bunch of these.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Look,
I got you.
You know I run a business, right? Like that's like the
Run a business is very loose.
no, it's
Very
not,
loose
not anymore.
description
It
of
used
what
to be.
you do.
It used to be loose. Now it's like a real thing. Someone's got to provide Donald a job today. You know.
Run, Donald. Run fast. Or run a little bit slower because your back's probably still a little sore. But run as fast as you're capable
That's
of
probably
running.
sore from carrying the team, baby. What is Sarah the Benevolent from?
Modern Horizons 1.
Okay.
Is that an MH1 card?
Yes.
Oh, it's a Planeswalker. It's the same thing. I did the same thing. Yeah, these are gonna be good. The promos are way better this time around than last time around.
Yeah. I want the first sliver and the ponders. I want them. I want them bad.
From the other photo, it looks like it's foil, but
The ponders are pretty sweet. There's a lot of good ponder treatments now, though, to choose from. Like it's getting harder and harder to choose. I'm not a fan of the future sight border. I never have been, but
terrible.
Wait,
but those
Awful,
ponders are pretty
awful.
sweet.
They should have made that the border.
I think it's cool that they are doing more, like how they're doing the retro frames and a lot of sets. I think it's cool that they're doing the future sight frame on more cards, because there are people that love that board. The future sight frame is kind of a love or hate. You either really, really love it or you really hate it.
Future sight borders are one of those things where
you either really love it or you're wrong.
Yeah, when you're thumbing through bulk and you hit a future sight card, you stop. It's like, oh, that's cool. Like
that's why I just pulled that out today. I was just doing that today. I was just looking for something and I thumbed through some future sight cards. I was like, God, I forgot how good these look.
Yeah.
It is a cool part of Magic history that, like, at one point they did intend for this to be the frame.
Yeah.
In future. So, but
they should have rolled with it.
I don't know. It's cool, but it's just not me, not my thing.
Let me be very clear. I think Mystery Booster 2 is still an incredible thing.
This is still one of the coolest cards ever.
I've got that. Well, not anymore. Louis now has I
probably don't have it either.
The unstable version of that. It was like the first. Was it unstable? I think it was whatever unset it was printed in, but it was an actual, in a silver border set, an actual playable card.
Yeah,
I kind of like the Bigfoot Animar. He looks like Bigfoot.
So he doesn't exist?
Ooh, that's a terrible take.
You mean the sloth? The one that's a sloth?
Is that
like hugging the mountain?
Is it supposed to be a sloth?
It's definitely a sloth.
Yeah, I'm going Bigfoot.
All right.
Live your truth, King.
All right, let's move on. We're boring people. I don't like boring people.
You shouldn't do a podcast on.
Let's talk about the real thing here. Journey Together, the newest Pokemon set. All right, so I've had so many people, Gold Wizards, friends, people reach out to me, be like, "Hey, can I get any of that new Pokemon set? I want to start. I want to start getting into Pokemon," which is wild to me because a year ago nobody cared. Nobody, even the Pokemon people, they didn't care. They wanted nothing to do with Pokemon. Yeah, here we are, and everybody is all about Journey Together.
Except about 50% of those people are like, "Hey, I really want to get into this set." What they're really saying is, "Hey, I really want to buy that for MSRP and then flip it."
Well, like MSRP is $168 or something like that. That's still super expensive for a box. Yeah. Boxes are on TCG Player for $190 right now, $185. But Journey Together. So for those of you who are newer to Pokemon, this current Prismatic Evolution set that has everybody in a tizzy is what's called a supplemental set. So they don't do booster boxes. It's just an ETB and some supplemental product. It's a smaller set, that kind of thing. Journey Together is the next like big set. Surging Sparks now Journey Together.
Yes.
And it's also harking back to like what happened way back after base set, which was like your owner Pokemon. So like this one is N, which is the new Ash. It used to be like Ash's Pikachu, but now it's N's Zoro and N's Reshiram, and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of people are excited about them getting back to those kinds of roots of connecting the trainer with the Pokemon in a bigger way. Yeah, so big set. But I wanted to talk about, if you're getting into Pokemon right now, don't get too, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. My computer's. If you're getting into Pokemon now, I think you need to be really careful pre-ordering at current prices. Like, the supply of this is going to be a lot bigger than the supply of Prismatic Evolutions. This is not going to be something that you buy at current price and it works out, in my opinion.
And not only is it a regular set versus a supplemental set, as you just described, but they did just put out an announcement saying, hey, we realize this is underprinted. We want this to be in people's hands. We're going to do our best to make sure there's plenty of product available. That's on their mind when printing this product. And that, yeah, it's probably some of it's already printed, or at least it's already sent. They will up this print run.
Yeah.
Does Pokemon have actual MSRP, or did they do away with it like Magic did?
No, they have it, and they raised it with Scarlet and Violet.
And because they're a greedy company that only cares about money.
Oh my gosh, my computers. They raised the MSRP, but they also increased the number of foils in a pack. Not that it matters, but of note,
Magic did that too.
Huh?
Magic did that too. They increased the price of everything, but they increased the number of foils you get.
They also cut the number of packs though overall, didn't they?
Yeah, but then it's still the same cost on a pack by pack basis.
Of note, you're also going to get, for the first time ever, a box topper in each booster box, which is this N's Reshiram card, which is kind of cool. And I've had a lot of people interested in that.
Is it the same card, or is it a series of cards?
I believe it's the same card in every box, which means that this will not be a very expensive card. But you have that, you do have that with Pokemon in the ETB already, where there's the same promo, and that promo usually is like anywhere from $1 to $4 or $5.
Leave it to Pokemon to mess up box toppers.
Oh, dude, if Pokemon had like a series of box toppers in addition to like it would be.
Well, they just took it all the way to the rim and decided to miss right there.
I mean, like, I think that
it would be insane. It would be insane. And the number of singles on the market because of the people opening these boxes. Like, you open the box, you get the box topper, you crack the packs, you sell the cards. Like,
yeah, there's not as much mass box opening with Pokemon though. Like, you can, like, what you have is you have whatnot. You have way more of that kind of thing.
That's a type of mass box opening.
It's a type of it, but you don't have people ripping for singles. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's because there's no value in ripping for singles.
Right. It's so hitter. But you have to open a astronomical amount of product.
Even if you do that, you're not breaking even in Pokemon. It's insane.
Maybe
you have to jump through so many hoops. You'd have to open an astronomical number of products, run at least normally, like right in the middle of your averages, and then also have high enough quality cards to get some of that money in grading.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of run good required to open Pokemon for money. Yeah. But whatnot streamers and box breaks and stuff are a type of box opening. The store is doing the same thing.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. Anyway, it's gonna be interesting. I think this set's just gonna be one of those things where, like, if you have a relationship already with your store, go ask them if you can get some, pay, reasonable prices. $135, $140 a box, maybe, in this set, that kind of thing.
You think it comes back down to earth then? Because that to me,
I mean,
135, 140 is down to earth.
135, 140 is a high price for a booster box in Pokemon.
But it's literally under MSRP.
Yeah, but every Pokemon box has sold for under MSRP other than Surging Sparks.
Well,
Surging Sparks was under MSRP.
But no, it wasn't.
I think it was.
I don't think it was. But either way, it's having this coming off of Prismatic Evolutions with ETBs coming out at what we're sitting at $120 right now. I would consider this coming back down to earth. And I think that's a good take. I think it does, but I think there's a lot of people buying this product that believe it's going to continue to go up.
Yeah,
I think they're wrong. Let me be clear. I think they're wrong.
3 months ago, Surging Sparks was selling for $136 in October.
When did it release?
I don't know when official release date is. It was pre-selling for $120 and then it shot up to $135, $140, and then it skyrocketed on like the week after release to $200. So like my point is like it's going to do a similar thing as that. Pending, I think with Surging Sparks, one of the big things with Surging Sparks, I think the pull rates are really hard, and that really matters for Pokemon.
There's a $500 card in the box too.
Yeah, because it's hard to pull.
Right. It's not. Pokemon math ain't hard. Is there a $500 card in the box? Box would be valuable.
They mess around with the pull rates, I think, way more than Magic does.
Well, they don't have to. They don't have to worry about game balance and accessibility for playing the game.
It's just funny to think of like how would a Magic the Gathering person react to like this mythic is twice as rare.
I don't want to hear the commenter saying that I play Pokemon. It's not the same.
That commenter.
I don't think you're going to find the commenter that says that.
It's not the same. Every one of my Pokemon videos, I get someone. I play, but we have a Pokemon event that fires every week. I'm sure you do. It's valid.
Clicks or it didn't happen. Just saying.
No, we had
it happens in the comments
for a while. I think.
No, I'm saying pics of an actual Pokemon event firing.
We had a good Pokemon community for a while. I think the problem with Pokemon is that the players are. It has the same problem that a lot of the other competitive games we've talked about have. There's not the casual Pokemon experience like with Magic. Like you go to a draft, you go to a Friday Night Magic, nobody's grinding points, nobody's trying to make it to whatever. They're just playing Magic to play on a Friday night and have something to do. With Pokemon, even our locals in West Virginia turned into like I'm grinding points to make it to this next big event, and it's like that doesn't work for stores like that. Did
Pokemon move their organized play to New Zealand?
Me being a springboard for you to go play professional Pokemon isn't like you can't build a community around that. Whereas Magic, like the casual play organizes itself.
You almost have to have a casual night and a competitive night, like two different events, which is just weird to do.
Dude, Surging Sparks is going to be a $300 box. That's crazy.
It's insane.
I'm looking at it right now and so Distro this week told me that they're going to have a big bundle. So I have no clue what's in it. I hope Surging Sparks.
Bundarooski?
Yeah.
I
texted my rep. I said,
the max. You'll get one box of it and then
a big bundle.
Dude, this week I got it's crazy. Yeah. I don't even want to say it.
Wow.
I know, because they were all sitting outside your garage and I had to go pick them up.
No, they aren't.
I thought
they aren't.
They aren't now because I went and got them. Yeah. I thought I was going to get mugged. Like it's like Fort Knox. I was carrying.
They randomly delivered it to. Yeah. Anyway, the UPS around us is wild. Delivering things to where the label is wild to me.
Just drop it off randomly somewhere and they'll figure it out.
Isn't that a big problem?
Pretty big problem.
You have legal recourse there. It's the mail.
Josh, what else do you have to say about Journeying Together?
I think this is going to be a really cool set. I'm genuinely worried about and maybe this is just my naivete and newness to the Pokemon scene, and then, newness overall as far as like being involved myself, that you always hear the stories of Pokemon is not afraid to print its boxes to $99 to $90. Then, and to be clear, the product does well there because it has such a wide reach. Pokemon's happy, hey, I'll sell it. If these boxes are selling at $98 and everyone's getting them in their hands and everyone's grandkids are getting them, that behooves Pokemon. It's spreading, no
matter what the MSRP is, I still think $100 a booster box, no matter even what game it is, $100 is a good price for a booster box. Like
it's not in 2025.
It's not. $120. It would be, I think, a healthy. Yeah, like stores lose money at $100. If I sell a box for $100, especially on TCG Player, which I know we've talked about, my business can't be revolving around selling boxes on TCG Player.
You can't.
If boxes are selling on TCG Player, it means stores are willing to take a loss on the product. I don't think that's a win. I think
it's not.
120, 125 is a really good sweet spot for Pokemon. The problem is I don't know how you keep boxes of Pokemon from doing that. Like with Pokemon, it seems like you either everybody wants it because nobody can get it, or nobody wants it because everybody can get it. There's no middle ground. So my suggestion to people is don't follow the trend.
Don't want it. My suggestion is don't want it, and then
just wait until nobody wants it, and then have the balls to start buying it. Like don't be a wussy. Like don't be like, oh, the Pokemon's dead now. Like it will come back. It always does. Like I don't know.
Everybody needs to get together and say, if we just wait, everybody just wait. Hold off.
I bought a case of Fusion Strike last week.
At the peak?
I don't know. Maybe it was what, $3,000? I didn't have one. I have a case of Evolving. I have a case of, I think, almost every other set from that era. And I was like, I want a case of Fusion. So I sold something to buy a case of it.
I sold something from that I had lying around from an old TCG we used to play, and I bought $500 worth of, what is it, XY Evolutions, the reverse hollow Charizards, because I think that's one of the prettiest cards I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
the reverse hollow, like the way it looks all foamy like that, fan. Dude. I think it looks so good. I was on eBay.
What is that, 5 of those?
It's more than that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I would have guessed they're about $100 each.
Well,
I sold something so I could buy a jug of milk and loaf of bread.
You gotta just start a TCG business, because then you don't have to be responsible for what you buy.
And then complains about working when I give him an opportunity.
I didn't complain about working. I complain that you only talk to me when you need me.
That's not true.
That's
not true at all. That is internet. I want you to know that Donald just lied.
We'll see. We'll see who believes me and who believes you.
Yeah.
I want to keep talking about my problems. I
can't afford therapy, so I have to come here for.
Listen, at this point, now I spent almost nothing. Almost nothing.
All right, let's see, Josh. Come
on. PSA 9 and 8.
That's about a $3 card right there.
Yeah. I spent about $3 each, and as I bought it for $3 each, I think one was less. And I was like, "Why am I buying this?" Because look at how good these cards look. God, they look.
Is that
so good?
Is that base set, Chansey?
No, this is the reverse hollow from XY. They just look the chrome. I'm addicted to how these cards look. They look so cool. I did not buy these for value. I bought them because, wow, they look good. They're neat.
Speaking of things I don't buy for value, this is my PSA 1 Delta Species collection.
No, but you do buy that for value because there's a whole community based around that.
You got it.
I've graded all of these myself.
You got them in your new fancy cases, huh?
Yeah, these are ones that got traded into the shop. And usually we don't buy damaged cards, but I always buy the Delta Species reverse hollows.
But these I bought for value. These are going to PSA because these are cool.
Wild. We did good on our. Have you got your grades back, Josh?
I've got a Reese cup.
Hey, when I get my grading back and I do the live reaction video, do you want to get hype and be in the video with me?
Yeah.
When I open the box?
Of course. I'll save my numbers for that video. How about that?
No, because my numbers are going to be way less, and I want it to be about me.
Yeah, I wanted to rub it in your face.
I can.
All right.
You're invited, Donald. You're back. Invited.
Hold on. I gotta show you what I got.
I'll buy you some bread. You're invited.
Right, now that Donald's gone. What does he get? He has graded. What is? Oh, they're gonna be cryptic. $100. These are cryptic. $100.
No.
$100 are cryptic.
You ready? I got Davy.
Cryptic.
Cryptic.
It's cryptic. And my Davy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Davy.
Depression.
Oh no.
All right, let's talk.
I like this. I still display this just because I like this art. I think this art was fantastic.
That's fine. Hopefully in the next month I'm gonna have graded MetaZoo from Rudy.
I hyped up our Lorcana segment. Donald, take it away, my friend.
Hit us with it, dude.
You hyped it up for. I don't even know what did you hype?
Well, you started wanting to talk about something else when we started filming. I want to talk about them creating a new IP character for Disney because I think this is really, really big.
Okay, so the next set, Arcasia's Island, is focused around an original character, Arcasia. It's an owl, and it's.
Do we have a picture of it?
Yeah, it's in the Lorcana section. I put it in there.
Is that thing supposed to be an owl? I thought that was a girl with a mask on.
It's an owl. What's adjacent? Owl adjacent.
It's owl-like.
Owl-like, yes.
Oh my gosh! When I load a web page, my computer really doesn't like that.
The best part of this is the by far most successful one of us. Like, it's not close.
Listen, I spent 45 minutes before this podcast wiping this whole computer. I deleted probably 35 apps. Are they called apps?
Just so you know, he means with like Clorox wipes. He thought that would fix it.
And I cleared out my downloads folder, which had downloads in it from 2021. The bottom download was Skirmish from when I hosted George's first Flesh and Blood Skirmish, which was the first time I ever met George. That's how long.
The best comment on the podcast last week was, Louis, I need a new computer. I need a new phone. Here's this $20,000 collection I just bought.
Not a great look.
Oh.
So yeah,
it's not the money, it's the time. The effort of like buying a new computer and getting it all set up with all the stuff that I use to make videos.
I think it was last episode or 2 episodes ago. You asked Donald if he would do it and you could pay him, and then you backtracked on that.
I'm done paying Donald to do things. He throws it in my face on the podcast and makes me look like a bad friend.
Well, I
can't even defend myself because then I just look like an asshole. Like
you're an oligarch.
And last episode, I also gave you a solution, which was the computer brand new that you have sitting in your laundry room that just needs hooked up. And I offered to hook it up.
He offered to hook that up for you too.
No, and you said no.
We need to bring that to the shop now that the shop's expanding.
Yeah. Is that public knowledge?
No, I just dropped that. On the
Is that a scoopy? Did you drop a scoopy?
Where are you expanding to?
The next door.
Next door?
The unit next door is also open now, so we'll have actual space now. Super exciting.
Ooh, you're more fun when you're in a closet.
Yeah. I will admit I do much better when I'm in struggle mode in my life. So like the idea of having a successful area, it scares me a little bit.
You're throwing around that word success, and I was hyping you up a little bit, but let's not get carried away.
Yeah. Success for Hurricane West Virginia. Yeah.
You don't look like you're on
Okay, let's talk about success though. Lorcana creating a new IP. So this is an owl, not a girl. You see how I thought it was a girl with a mask.
It looks
the
like
island is about the island is an animal inhabited island, so it's definitely an animal.
Is that not a mask?
Maybe. I don't know. It's an original character. We don't know anything about it.
Are you Georging? How much of this are you Georging and making up off the cuff?
That doesn't look like a mask.
To me?
I think it looks like a mask. I'm with you. But how much of this are you Georging, Donald, and just making up off the cuff right now?
At 0? It's an original character on an island named after them, and we know nothing else about it.
Well, we started with Owl, and then we went to Owl Adjacent.
Yeah, I'm just going by what it looks like. I don't know. I don't work for Ravensburger. I didn't create this.
So, can I tell you guys why I think that's really good? Everything up to now, Lorcana has been, for lack of better phrase, the only thing I can think of, sucking at the tit of Disney. Okay, right? Like
you could have gone with teat. You could have gone with teat.
They have been, they've been they've been taking, right? They've been.
I mean, it's a Disney card game.
They have been not providing. Now they are actually providing value to Disney. Like, imagine if they create this character that turns into being like a successful Disney character that Disney could make a movie out of, that Disney could make a, turn into a IP that matters and have a ride at Disney World and that kind of thing. Like, when I was reading the Steve Jobs book, that's what Pixar provided.
Listening.
Yeah, sorry. That's what Pixar provided to Disney way back when. And like, this could be a really, really big deal if they start doing this.
I think it's a step in the right direction, even if that doesn't happen. The fact that they can take their own original ideas and not just make the 16th version of Mickey, like to be able to do something that doesn't have to just be inherently Disney is a good thing.
That's fair.
I mean, it opens up doors for other, like it's just one character so far that we know of, one original character, unless there's a surprise. But for now, but like in a few sets down the road, maybe it's 2, 3, 4, and we get a whole set of original characters. Who knows?
It's definitely a bold move rather than just redoing Mickey Mouse again. Like, redoing Mickey Mouse again would be successful. They could just kind of ride that train for 20 years and it probably be just fine. This seems like the type of move that gives them like actual ability to make this into something that really,
it's something that like a Pokemon doesn't really have. I mean, they, in a way, has the Pokemon card game ever made an original like Pokemon?
Have you heard of Applin, which is just an apple, bro? I mean, come on, man.
No, I haven't. I don't know anything about Pokemon. That's why I'm asking.
Pokemon needs to reduce the number of Pokemon by about 400.
Right, but they
like a magic number of 151.
Yeah.
But they didn't create it just for the card game, right? Like it existed outside of that.
It's the video game,
right?
That matters,
right? My point is, like Magic can do whatever they want. They can create any character they want. They're their own. They own everything, and that's kind of what they're showing they can do now. They don't have to just stick to Disney. What if they lost the Disney license altogether? They could still produce a card game with their own original characters. So,
I don't like that side of the take as much. I do like the side of the take that's like, you go to Disney World and you see this owl wearing a mask, and you ask the question, what is that? And then the answer is, oh, that's from our trading card game, Lorcana. That's our original character. You should hop in and learn about the character and learn about the lore, because like you're in this magical world where you care about that stuff.
It's also important to note that the next, for the first time, we're staying on the same plane for 2 sets. So this set and the Jafar set are both on Arcasia's Island. So they're building a lot around this character. Like it won't just be a one and done. Because the reign of Jafar set is him trying to take over the island. But
I'm gonna call it. I'm so bullish on this. Lorcana Disney animated series, end of 2026.
right?
This character will be part of a Lorcana animated series on Disney Plus end of 2026.
I think one thing they could do better is feed into the lore a little bit, and that would be one way to do it.
Yeah.
Would be some sort of animated series would help push the lore a little bit.
I'm more interested in the idea that this could be a symbiotic relationship where this is billed as a Lorcana original character, but realistically, it's a dumping ground for Disney test characters. Disney hands Lorcana a variety of, and maybe they're not fully fleshed out stories and fully fleshed out lore. Hey, this is the idea for this character. Explore it for us. Put it in the card, and hits becomes popular. It's almost like a little test community for Disney ideas and processes.
Yeah.
That to me is more interesting. Now you have enhanced collectability here because Disney fans are like, ooh, these are Disney like ideas that never made it to the screen, that never made it to the park. That to me is cool, and it builds Lorcana its own little lore that the character doesn't take off. Guess what? Just lives in the Lorcana universe, gives Lorcana a little standalone uniqueness. I think that's cooler than the other way around. I don't care so much if Ravensburger's designing characters and does Disney adopt them. Disney's character design and lore and storytelling, I don't think we need to question it at this point.
Don't we though? Like
no.
A lot of their character design they buy from other IPs. Like they're buying Star Wars and Marvel and like back before Toy Story and all that stuff, they had to buy it from Pixar because Pixar's who created it. Like they kind of have a history.
And all of the characters that we've seen in Lorcana have not been bought. They've just been Disney characters. And they've been wildly successful based on their story and lore and connection.
They were wildly successful in the 80s and like the 70s and 80s. Like that's when they
were enchanted out of first chapter again.
I don't remember the 70s Elsa movie, but you know, that would be pretty cool.
Can you remind me
all that stuff is like was that not the Pixar team? Like that's what I'm saying. Like they
No.
Okay. I'll stop.
Frozen is not Pixar.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd let
Disney
do what it does, and if I'm Ravensburger, I'd be like, hey,
Frozen
give us your rough ideas. We'll beta them for you. It gives us a unique story. It gives us our own standalone universe, and possibly now it looks like Disney's adopting Ravensburger characters. We don't have to do any work.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's good.
I think it's amazing.
This is better than I thought for Lorcana.
Now it is going to be a point, right? If these things hit and nobody in Lorcana cares and it doesn't take off, like it doesn't become collectible, it's not a chase, and people don't gravitate to the character, it lets us know that hey, the card, it's okay, but the card game is still tightly coupled to the Disney IP.
Yeah, I don't love the idea that like Lorcana exists outside of Disney. I don't think that's a
I
don't think that's a thing.
I'll make it clear. I don't think Lorcana exists outside of Disney.
Yeah, I don't think that's the thing. But cool. I don't have a secret sauce for us. Do you guys have any secret sauce?
I have a secret sauce. And it's not a secret sauce. It's just a complaint session. It's freaking cold. Like everywhere right now. Is it cold by you guys?
It's freezing.
It was -6 this morning when I woke up.
Yeah,
they couldn't even go to school. Our kids haven't gone to school in months.
Yeah, Louis' kids. They're going to be. What's the thing I saw? My kid's favorite color is 3. It's going to be. Yeah,
I think that is my kid's favorite color right now.
Yeah,
Jackass, be nice. That's all she knows.
I think it's crazy. It's snow in Florida. I saw the videos of the snow on the beach, and I was like,
"Yeah, it's wild."
We've got coworkers in Georgia that are sending us snow. They're building snowmen.
Yeah, I had a customer today at work that they were like, "We're not open today. We got 2 inches of snow last night, and no one can get out." I'm like, "Oh man, 2 inches of snow. That's like natural disaster."
Hold on. Let's be fair.
That's a
it is.
Let's be fair.
Some areas.
It is, but it's just so funny to hear like, "Oh man, 2 inches of snow. We had to shut the whole state down."
I like where you're going with that, Louis. But no, I got stuck in Atlanta for like an entire weekend because they had a light snow. The problem is Atlanta doesn't have snowplows or salt trucks.
Yeah.
They don't exist in Atlanta. So things
Florida will be shut down all week.
Yeah,
Right.
Florida's done. Florida's closed. It's just done.
One area in Florida got 10 inches of snow.
Yeah, ridiculous.
10 inches of snow. They're done.
More than we got.
They're done until the temperature goes to 40. Like they're done.
Mother Nature has to unbury that portion of the state.
I remember one year in Boston, Massachusetts, where my dad lives. They got so much snow. Like they got like a nor'easter. They had at one point, my dad showed me a video where like he like opened his door and it had snowed over the door. Like they had to like tunnel out of the house. Right.
I've always dreamed of that.
That would be. I hate cold and snow, but that'd be fun.
They got so much snow that I showed up in June. To spend a month in the summer, and they still in the parking lots because they had piled all the snow. I mean, it's like 80 degrees, and there's still snowbanks because they just had to they just kept piling the snow, and it froze, and like it was taking so long. It was crazy. I remember being like, "Oh, this is amazing." But anyway. All
right, conspiracy time. Is it a government coup? Is that why it's snowing?
Snow?
Trump solved global warming. You've seen it. He's been in office for 2 days.
Yeah. Signed an executive order that said no more global warming. No more global warming. Cool down, Earth. It was the best executive order I've ever signed.
This is just cold, man.
Yeah, it's just cold. I hate, there's nothing more miserable, man, than going outside and just being cold.
I love it. I'm not complaining at all. I'm so thankful that my kids got to like really experience snow at like a young age.
Sure, but they don't have to do it at -10.
No, like I want them to feel snow. Like I want them.
The nice thing though about the temperature, because normally when we get snow, it'll snow overnight and then it'll be melted off by noon the next day.
Sure.
So the nice thing is we've had snow on the ground for 2 weeks now because the temperature's been so low. So like you can just constantly go out and keep playing in the snow. So
I'm like ready for I'm almost ready for it to be over, but I'm glad that my kids got to like actually.
Arizona, man, when I retire.
I can't survive there.
I am so excited to go back to Arizona.
I can't survive where every body part sweats.
Oh, give me 120s and 20 hours worth of sunlight. Yep, I'm in.
Too hot.
Nope, I'm in. Arizona, baby. American Southwest.
It hurts to breathe there. Like
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It's like I'm a dragon. It's like when I breathe, it's just fire.
Maybe I'm just meant to spit fire like I do on this podcast every freaking week.
All right, if you want to catch more of Josh spitting fire, go check out his YouTube channel at Hometown TCG on YouTube. And if you want to check out Donald acting like a dragon, go check out Scruffy Looking Gaming. Donald, can we tell them what you have coming up?
Nah, not yet.
Eventually we can though.
Yeah, eventually I'll
tell me.
Donald's gonna have a little secret for you guys. Maybe next week, the week after. We're gonna be able to tell you where you can go check out more of Donald, which is gonna be a great thing, I think.
The OnlyFans is coming. Good for you, dude.
Donald.
I'm getting desperate. I'm getting desperate
for you.
He's sick of working for me. He's sick of working for me. He's ready to sell his body. All right. You can go to KitchenTableTCG.com, buy all the product you want, and join the Discord server. Remember, be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
And also with you.
Yep.
Look at